question on coronavirus, but first, you were just criticizing Joe Biden, saying he didn't mention the far left or Antifa during his speech today. You said you wanted to talk about left-wing political violence.
Yeah.
But I noticed you did not mention that your supporters were also in Portland this weekend, firing paintball guns at people, some form of pepper spray. So do you want to also take this chance to condemn what your supporters did in
Well, I
Portland?
understand they had large numbers of people that were supporters, but that was a peaceful protest. And paint is a defensive mechanism. Paint is not bullets. Your supporters, and they are your supporters indeed, shot a young gentleman who and killed him, not with paint, but with a bullet. And I think it's disgraceful. These people, they protested peacefully. They went in very peacefully. And I'll tell you what they're protesting. They're protesting when they turn on television or read whatever they may be reading, and they see a city like Chicago where 78 people were shot and 13 died, or a city like New York where the crime rate has gone through the roof, or a city like Portland where the entire city is ablaze all the time, and a mayor says, we don't want any help from the federal government. When these people turn that on and they see that, they say, this is not our country. This is not our country. That was a peaceful protest, totally.
But it was a supporter of yours, Mr. President.
Go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead, please.
It was a supporter of yours, Mr. President.
Are you going to condemn the action?
It was a supporter of yours, Mr. President, who killed someone that is accused of killing two people. It's a supporter of yours.
Are you going to condemn the actions of vigilantes like Kyle Rittenhouse?
Well, we're looking at all of it. That was an interesting situation. You saw the same tape as I saw, and he was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like, and he fell, and then they very violently attacked him. And it was something that we're looking at right now, and it's under investigation. But I guess he was in very big trouble. He would have been. He probably would have been killed. But it's under investigation.
Do you think private citizens should be taking guns?
I'd like to see law enforcement take care of everything. I think everything should be taken care of, law enforcement. But again, we have to give our cops back, our police back, their dignity, the respect. They're very talented people. They're strong. I honor law enforcement. We wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for law enforcement. We have to stop this horrible left-wing ideology that seems to be permeating our country. And basically, it's weakness. It's weakness on behalf of Democrat politicians or Republicans. We don't have problems. You take a look at our cities. Our cities are doing very well. They're safe. They're secure. I spent a lot of time in Texas, as you know, just a couple of days ago, and I was with the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. He was explaining they wouldn't put up with it for a minute. They just don't have the kind of problems that other people have.
Donald Trump has made it clear that under no circumstances would he ever condemn the violence that occurs from his supporters. And let's be clear about something. Out of all of the extremist violence that occurs in this country, right-wing extremism is the #1 threat in this country, period. Since Charlottesville, since Donald Trump's election in Charlottesville, where Heather Heyer was killed by a Donald Trump supporter, we have seen a consistent example. Every single time there's extremist violence, it has been a right-winger, a Donald Trump supporter executing that violence. Murders done in Donald Trump's name. Affidavits, statements, testimonials, everything in court proceedings, plea deals have included the fact that these crimes and these murders were committed in the name of Donald Trump. And yet and still, he wants us to apologize for violence that may come from our side. He wants us to apologize for protesters. Let's be sure he sees our protest as violence. He is not drawing a difference and a distinction between what may happen after police attack a crowd and some type of riot breaks out. No. The mere fact that we are out there protesting the police state is considered by Donald Trump to be violence. He wants us to apologize for merely protesting, yet he will not condemn the murders that occur at the hands of his supporters. And so I want to be clear about something. This is intentional. There is no way to explain this to Donald Trump because he knows exactly what he's doing. You can't expose his hypocrisy to him because the hypocrisy is the point. He understands that his strength is in never capitulating, never apologizing, never having any shame. That's why nothing sticks to him, because he doesn't care about anything. Meanwhile, he has us chasing the specter of civility. He has us chasing the specter, I want to repeat it, of civility. It's not actual civility. It's not actually that these protesters are doing anything wrong, because the vast majority of protesters are doing everything they can to keep it peaceful. We have example after example of the police causing, initiating, and instigating the violence and the riots. It's not actual civility. It is the specter of civility, which means he will always have us apologizing for everything. This is the imbalance that Donald Trump wants. He wants us apologizing for merely existing, and he will not apologize for his supporters murdering us. This is what you just saw, and this is the entire point, and we cannot be reasonable with unreasonable people. Donald Trump is unreasonable. Donald Trump is uncivil. Donald Trump is, yes, he's a hypocrite, but that's the point. And we cannot continue to chase our tails, trying to appease them, trying to say how nice and how civil we'll be and how kind. And no. That is how they continue to amass power, because they have demonstrated, the president of the United States has demonstrated that he will stand by and support and explain and condone violence from his supporters. In fact, he will instigate it. He will incite it. He will inflame it. And he will then demand that you apologize. He will demand that you will apologize for someone brutalizing you. And then when you apologize, he'll say it's not enough, because it's never enough, because that is their strategy to maintain power. Do not be civil with uncivil people. Do not try to be reasonable with unreasonable people. Get him out of power.